diving holiday, and then we obviously had Putih then with us. We were going away for I think 5 days, so we couldn't possibly leave her alone at home. So we researched online about pet boarding centers. We found a couple online, and then we researched even further for reviews. Actually, my wife did most of the research, and then we found Pet Note to be one of the to have quite good reviews. We didn't find any bad reviews about them. We looked at their website. They promised quite good accommodation for the cats and promised to take good care of them. So we went with them actually. So we've actually used them 3 or 4 times prior to the incident that happened.
Actually, I saw the advertisement online for quite some time. So it's very impressive. It's very, very impressive the way they put it online. At one point, I did want to think to put my cat into their boarding, but I didn't manage to.
Mula-mula Kak Jo tahu tentang Pet Note melalui Facebook pada masa tu bulan puasa September 2011. Memang tak pernah hantar boarding kucing mana-mana, tapi mungkin terbuka hati sebab dekat dengan kawasan rumah. Harga yang ditawarkan amat berpatutan. Untuk 5 ekor kucing dia kenakan bayaran sebanyak RM100 bersama dengan keyakinan yang diorang berikan. Jadi cubalah untuk 3 hari 2 malam.
We didn't have any problems with them at all before. When we went there the first time, the owners of Pet Note looked to be like genuine pet lovers. They had their own cats staying there. It looked quite nice from the front, air conditioned, nice big cages. And the 2 to 3 times that we used them, we got Putih back in good condition. She was okay. There was no indication of anything that was wrong.
On Hari Raya 2011, where I came back to KL from my hometown, where the SOS came in on the Facebook. So I was thinking, where is this Pet Note? So when all the SOS came in, I was feeling so uneasy. I just got back without any sleep and all that, but my heart was out with all these owners and animals. So I just got into my car and went and tried to find this place.
We left Putih there from the Friday before Raya until the Sunday after Raya, so I think 10 days. When we got there, it was I think about 11 or 11:30 in the morning, but we were promised that they would be open from 9 or 10 o'clock to allow people to pick up the cat. But when we got there about 11:30, the place was still closed, and there was a group of about 5 or 6 people just waiting outside. I think they were also there to help pick up the cats. Then we were obviously concerned about what was going on. So we asked them, what the story was, why was the place closed? And apparently they were supposed to pick up their cats the day before on Saturday. And when they went over, the place was already closed. They tried calling the owners, but the owners were not picking up. And I think they heard stories that even though the pet owners were supposed to go to Pet Note to pick them up, Pet Note owners were house delivering their cats. They're not supposed to do that. And in some cases, like for instance, the pet owners sent 3 or 4 cats to Pet Note for boarding, but when they were returned, they only got 2 or 3 out of the 3 or 4.
Kak Jo hantar 5 ekor kucing, 1 ekor ibu dan 3 ekor anak, bersama dengan 1 ekor kucing dewasa berwarna putih. Sepatutnya ambil kucing pada hari Sabtu, tapi dia telefon bagi tahu hari Ahad dia akan datang hantar. Sebenarnya dalam kontrak tidak mengatakan dia akan hantar kucing tu pada kita. Kita kena ambil sendiri, pick up sendiri. Tapi hari Ahad tu dah pukul 12 lebih, tak sedap hati. Terus pergi ke premis, tengok premis dah terbuka, banyak kucing di luar premis dengan keadaan kotor yang mana tak dijaga dengan betul. So jumpalah kucing, cuma 4 ekor je jumpa, yang 1 ekor tu tak jumpa. Mungkin sebab tak kenal, 6:30 petang baru jumpa dalam keadaan yang paling kotor. Itu pun kami bawa balik kucing tu dengan keadaan yang tak yakin itu kucing kami.
So I got there and see a scene that was like Somalia lah. So it was very depressing. I came and I cried for 5 minutes, then I back to work. So I need to do what I need to do.
We received call around, I think it was weekend morning. So this, I can't tell names, but there was this one guy called us saying he suspects something suspicious about this pet shop who boarded his cat but not willing to return his cat. So we were thinking, could this be another thieving case or a cat stealing case? But as this involved a pet shop, we have physical location. So we decided to pay a visit to that pet shop right away. So around the same afternoon we arrived at the pet shop, we saw the gate, the shutter is already open halfway. And then subsequently we saw another woman, a volunteer, she was there. And then she told us what happened, that actually there were hundreds of animals in the pet shop died and the owner ran away.
Pada masa nak ambil balik tu, keadaan premis tu pintu dah dirobohkan. Semua kucing diletak di luar premis. Siang sangka bertaburan dengan najis, tidak ada makanan pun. Cuma pada masa diselamatkan tu, mereka yang volunteer yang ada kat situ, sukarelawan yang tolong selamatkan kucing pada hari itu, baru mereka nak bagi makan. Baru mereka dapat makan. So terfikir balik, 3 hari 2 malam tanpa sebarang makanan dan minuman, mereka terseksa lah. Kucing-kucing tu diseksa lah sebenarnya.
It was a collective decision to try and rescue the animals. I wouldn't use the word breaking in. I would much prefer using rescuing the animals. While we were there, we obviously waited for 45 minutes, 1 hour. We could hear animal noises from inside the pet note shop, and it sounded like these cats, and I think there was 1 or 2 dogs, I can't remember. These animals, these pets were in distress. You can tell by the sound a cat makes if he wants to play or if he wants to be fed or he's in trouble. And the sounds that were coming from the shop was saddening, I guess that's the word. It was troublesome. They sounded like they were in trouble.
I was devastated. I saw cats, kitten all on one side that's already dead, where I cried, and the other cats and 1 dog, and they put a dog in a cage that is for cats that I think that haven't walked for so long. So when we put him out, he doesn't know how to walk. So I was very sad for the owners that going through this, because I seriously can feel their pain. That is very, very disturbing. It's very disturbing.
So we went inside the pet shop. We took a few pictures. We saw a few carcasses inside the pet shop itself. The cages were already open, and most of the animals have been taken out by the volunteers and the police, from what we heard from the volunteers. So it was pretty bad, the situation back then. The whole building, from ground floor you can smell, it was stinky. You can smell all the poo and excrement everywhere, but we didn't see a sign of food or water inside the pet shop. So that's really alarming when we first arrived at the pet shop. There wasn't one animal that's still alive. We only saw a few carcasses that were stuck on the floor, stuck to the cage.
I was on some animal Facebook page, and they put up on their page, SOS, we need volunteers, we need seriously volunteers, food, cages and all that. So I really thought that was my calling. It's not that I have to go. At that point I said I want to go and I want to make a difference.
Mati ke kucing aku? Hilang ke kucing? Terfikirlah. Itulah yang bermain di fikiran. Di mana kucing aku? Kenapa jadi macam ni? Memang keadaan tu memang bukan semua orang boleh terima keadaan tu sebenarnya.
Because the people who were supposed to pick up the cats the day before and didn't get them set up a Facebook page, like a pet note Facebook page, to try and announce to people that they were having problems getting the cats back.
It's just plain disgust because I've never encountered cases at this scale before. Normally we attended domesticated pet, we only encounter 1 pet at a time, but this involves like hundreds of lives. So it was just really horrifying.
Still in my memories this case, because it's a very, very important case for department also. Whereby on Monday morning, 10 o'clock, a police officer from Damansara Damai called up for the help, how to go about this case. Then while my conversation with the police officer, whereby he is doing the investigation, the cases, then when my conversation to him, so I want to find out actually what's happened really. So he's talking about a boarding house neglected, few cat. Then there is a case happened, dead cat, and never giving food and so on. So when they talk about dead and food, then no proper management done. Then I found there is my involvement, devious involvement. Is negligence on that, cruelty is happened. So after 1 hour, whereby I got a coordination from a doctor expertise, yes, a Dr. Nick Hamida, and my personal teams, and we went to the place. When I reached there on Monday morning 11:15, so I saw the boarding house, a shop lot. It is in F001B level 1 Session Square Plaza, Petaling Jaya. It's broken. Then with the help of the police, I enter inside and looking for evidence. I never see any cat there, and no evidence for records and all, very difficult. Even I collected few things, but because I want to know who the owner of these things and so on. Then I opened the freezer, I saw some dead kitten inside. And very smiley the place all. Then whatever things I collected, and after that I went to the Balai Police. I looked for how many reports they made and so on.
Because I need to grieve. So I grieve for a couple of minutes, then I just basically started on helping, pulling out all the cats and cleaning up whatever is necessary, and trying to organize with other rescuers also, trying to have a system so that the owners would know where their cats are, because some of them are not there. Some of them are at another rented house. So we need to have a communication. So a couple of them went to their house, so we need to communicate which cats are in the police station, the house, and also the pet note. I was stationed at the pet note site. So, and basically we communicate with other rescuers also to see which, if the owners couldn't find it there, so we tell them to go to the police station or the rented house. So that's how we communicate, and we try to get more on Facebook. We try to get more food, water, and also cages. And we came to a point, all the rescuer decided, some of the authority, like the veterinary department, said that it was wrong for us to put it up for foster, but we didn't have a choice. We need to make a decision there and then. And it was a Sunday. Nobody was, and it was a long holiday. SPCA on holiday, veterinary on holiday, so we need to make a decision at that moment. So we made a decision to put it out for foster and get foster in, to get all these cats that is not been recognized by their owners, and also owners that are not back yet. So we try to get foster since 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I think we finish around 4 a.m. in the morning.
Involving of DVS. Then immediately I call up help from the Putrajaya. Then they given support, full support on immediately. Then I got a 10 investigation officer to get a preliminary action, whereby we get a statement from the owner itself involving. The public, the reporter, those who report the Balai Police, they all came down and in various times. Even until midnight also they are there. All of them come to the Balai Police and they support giving some report, statement. Then from the statement, we checklist. We need evidence because we never see the cat all. Then that place we come across, they keeping the animal in 2 places, whereby Taman Moses. So we went there, we taking photos and everything, but no any evidence we found. Then lately we do our investigation, we come across 10 cases we bring to charge to the court. 10 cases, I mean out of 65 there is 10 cases whereby strong cases we can charge under approval of Deputy Public Prosecutor. Then we charge the things in a court. Then beside that we are going towards whereby media and NGO, which is evidence we collected later from them. Because when we see the media and NGO also inquiring some things, then we got some evidence we can go through the things or break it. And we found these 10 cases, we made it to the court and we charged them. Then the fine of 6,000 ringgit in Magistrate Court of Petaling Jaya. Then we are not happy with that penalty. Then brought to the Shalam High Court, and that the people involved all they got a sentence for the 3 months.
Very frankly, as far as Department of Veterinary Service is concerned, we actually do not have a legislation to cater for this. What we have here actually is a technical department. So we are providing some form of assistance to the what they call licensing body like PBT. So that's how we work. For example, they may look forward before they license a pet hotel or boarding shops. What actually required or whatever that what they call applied by these people, is it suitable? Is in the, or qualified in terms of those conditions. So this is what we are doing as far as the department is concerned right now.
We'd obviously retrieved some of the cats and they were at the police station. I think Kak Ju, one of the other people involved in the case, asked them, how did this happen? How could you make the cat suffer like this? And their official story was that their system was not set up to warn them when they had exceeded their capacity.
Memang kami telah ditipu sebenarnya. Keadaan sebenarnya kami telah ditipu. Kami telah dianiaya. Kalau aniaya orang tak apa, aniaya kucing.
Only half success because most of the animals died even after they rescued and given intensive care. So it was very, very bad. According to the report, I think the cause of death was starvation and wasn't given proper care. Many of the animals were died of suffocation and without proper ventilation as well. Some of them they stuffed at least 7-8 cats into one cage. The cage is not a big cage; it's just a small 4x3 or 3x3 cage.
Each cat they charge 200 ringgit. They become 6,000. The penalty, first penalty lah. Then first penalty, we are not happy with that. Supposedly each person gets 6,000, but moreover, the things has happened. So finally, we made it the case to High Court. Then the High Court judge they put in a sentence.
Technically, if you were to look at DVS role, we are a technical department. So in this case, we provide that part of the support. For example, let's say if there is a cruelty case, we need a vet, right? A vet, and also legally binding part of those statements and reports, right, to support the case. Then on the other hand, the other story about if the animal has been abused, it has to be, looking into like treatments, right? The care for the animals, the after effect of it. Then the doctor may, gives, for example, if there's injuries, that treatment has to be done. So these are the areas in terms of technical support the department provide for this animal welfare and then in terms of cruelty cases. On the other hand, we also have another arm we call enforcement division, right? We would look into the issues arise out of those public complaints as well as, with reported cases. So we have our team of enforcement officers in every state, and these people will, these officers will, carry with them the authority and go to the field and take cases if they found there is this cruelty to animals.
In this case, pet note case, do not managed properly. That means it's considered of a food and shelter. It's not done properly. So we need the animal, take the photo. For 4 days, no food means it's very thinny. So in this case, we never seen the animal cell. The owner bring back home and giving nice food and nice treatment. After that, come back as a case, we saw the animal difference. But luckily, thanks to the owner, they done their job. Whenever they're taking the animals from the place, their custody, they're taking photo. That photo we're using as evidence. But before that, there is expertise that we call doctor, veterinary doctor. They are certified. It's a strong cases whereby the magistrate can accept the things thoroughly. The first of all, they aware the things on Sunday. They can call off us, or the police must call off us on that day itself. After happen, then only they call off. But my action, immediate action, 1 hour I've taken action. They know already the things all. Why not delay the things? Because under our Piagam Pelangan, the things, whereby status 48 hours, we must do action. We done within 1 hour, because I know the seriousness that. But I don't know, see, in this case, they want their cat. They want to save their cat. That is intention. Then only they look after the things about authorities and so on. It's, of course, like anyone, if anything happen, they do their part. Thanks God, they done the things. But secondly, then only they look for the right authority, then they found, then they reported. But if they know earlier, they can be done something. But what I see, the overall scenario of these cases, you see 253 animals, they sent to the one place. They all sent to the one place. They know this is a place can accommodate or not. Secondly, cheated by the owner. Say that I got a different place, very security purpose. Then he already convinced his customer. These are the, what we call trading conversation happen, and they accepted the things all. But no one, these things happen, but suddenly happen. Suddenly happen, then DVS also involved.
Enforcement part of it is very clear. We rely on the law, and the existing law is maximum of $200 fine or 6 months jail. So looking at the cases that we have earlier as compared to pet note cases, I think the scenario will be, there is a change now, right? And I hope the public now realize that you should not fool around with these what we call cases of cruelty anymore, because the authority as well as the court has taken a very serious view of this case. And at the end of this pet note case, you realize that the owner has been sentenced to maximum of each offense is $200, maximum, right? And that is the most severe we can go on in terms of the punishment. At the same time, in the history, we have cases that 1 or 2 days goes to jail. And this case has been in such a way that we were informed by the public prosecutor. The case was appealed to High Court. And the High Court took a different view over the whole thing and imposed an additional 3 months jail on each of these defendants. And that was never before. And I hope this has set the precedence for all the rest to take note, right? If you abuse the animal, not only you will be fined just a mere $200, you will go to jail too. And I believe this message is clear enough now. So I hope the public as well as even our officers have more confidence now to move forward. Right? We do not look back and complain about $200 fine. Now we look forward that if we were to investigate a case, the likely chances is what we call defendant may face jail sentence, because this is already a precedent.